Eustace Conway is often portrayed as one of America's most committed modern-day naturalists, a man who stepped away from conventional society to live close to the land. His story gained widespread attention through television and media portrayals that emphasized survival, simplicity, and self-reliance. At the center of it all is Turtle Island Preserve in North Carolina, a large tract of land dedicated to teaching traditional skills and environmental awareness. Yet behind the legend is a more complex narrative involving personal sacrifice, public scrutiny, deep friendships, and the emotional weight of living a life far removed from modern comforts. Early life and departure into the wild born in South Carolina, Eustace Conway grew up in a family that valued education and outdoor experience. His upbringing blended academic influence with exposure to nature, shaping his early fascination with wilderness living. By age 17, he chose to leave home, seeking a life outside structured society. This decision marked the beginning of a lifelong experiment in self-sufficiency. He began living in primitive shelters, including a teepee, and developed survival skills through direct experience. Over time, Conway's lifestyle became a personal philosophy centered on independence, discipline, and a deep connection to the natural environment. Journeys and wilderness feats. Conway's reputation grew through ambitious outdoor journeys that demonstrated endurance and determination. Among the most discussed claims is his horseback ride across the United States, which he completed in several months. While some details of such feats have been debated or compared to earlier historical journeys, they contributed to his public image as an extreme outdoorsman. These adventures were not just physical challenges, but also symbolic statements about rejecting modern convenience. For Conway, travel through wilderness represented freedom and self-discovery, reinforcing his belief that humans are most authentic when stripped of technological dependence. Historical comparisons and public debate. Conway's achievements are often compared with earlier historical explorers, including the Abernathy brothers, who undertook remarkable horseback journeys in the early 1900s as children. These comparisons sparked public discussion about the nature of survival records and what constitutes true accomplishment. While Conway's supporters view his experiences as modern expressions of frontier living, critics sometimes question exaggerations or media framing. Regardless, such debates highlight society's fascination with wilderness endurance stories. They also place Conway within a broader historical context of Americans who challenged physical limits in pursuit of adventure and recognition. Media attention and public exposure. Conway's philosophy reached a wider audience through media features, including radio storytelling programs and later reality television. These platforms presented his life as both inspirational and controversial, highlighting the tension between authenticity and entertainment. While he valued privacy and simplicity, increased exposure inevitably brought scrutiny. Interviews and recordings captured his reflections on nature, independence, and discipline. Media attention helped fund and promote Turtle Island Preserve, but it also transformed his personal lifestyle into a public narrative. This shift marked a turning point where private philosophy became shared cultural content. Turtle Island Preserve philosophy. At the heart of Conway's life work is Turtle Island Preserve, a large conservation and education center designed to teach traditional living skills. The preserve focuses on farming, woodworking, animal care, and primitive survival techniques. Conway's philosophy emphasizes living in harmony with the land rather than dominating it. He encourages visitors to experience physical labor, outdoor challenges, and environmental responsibility. The preserve serves as both a working homestead and a classroom without walls. Through this space, Conway attempts to preserve older knowledge systems that he believes are essential for human resilience and ecological balance. Mountain Men and television representation. The television series Mountain Men introduced Conway to a global audience by showcasing individuals who live off the land in remote environments. The show highlighted his daily routines, including farming, firewood preparation, and building structures using traditional methods. It portrayed him as both a survivalist and educator. However, reality television naturally simplifies complex lives into episodic narratives. While the series increased awareness of Turtle Island Preserve, it also shaped public perception of Conway as a rugged symbol of wilderness independence. This dual identity, real-life teacher and televised figure, defined much of his modern reputation. Daily life and survival practices. Conway's daily routine revolves around maintaining self-sufficiency through physical labor and traditional skills. He cultivates food, cares for animals, constructs buildings from natural materials, and teaches visitors hands-on survival techniques. Horses play an important role in his work, reflecting his preference for animal power over machinery. Life on Turtle Island demands constant maintenance and adaptation to seasonal changes. Winters are particularly challenging, requiring preparation of food and fuel. His approach emphasizes discipline, patience, and consistency, reinforcing the idea that sustainable living depends on ongoing effort rather than short-term solutions. Legal and land preservation challenges. Despite his commitment to simplicity, Conway has faced significant challenges in maintaining Turtle Island Preserve, including legal disputes and financial pressures. Operating a large educational land project requires resources, permits, and organizational support, which sometimes conflict with his independent philosophy. These struggles reflect the difficulty of sustaining alternative lifestyles within modern regulatory systems. Land preservation efforts also involve balancing public access with environmental protection. Over time, these pressures have tested both his resilience and his vision, forcing adaptations while still attempting to preserve the core mission of the preserve. Preston Roberts and personal loss. One of the most important figures in Conway's life was his close friend and collaborator, Preston Roberts. A teacher, craftsman, and fellow educator at Turtle Island, Roberts worked alongside Conway for many years, helping build structures and guide students. His presence was widely appreciated by those who visited the preserve and watched the television series. Roberts's death from a serious illness was a major emotional blow to the community. Conway publicly expressed grief and acknowledged the deep personal and cultural loss. For many, Roberts represented the heart of Turtle Island's teaching spirit. Legacy and reflection. Eustace Conway's legacy is complex, blending environmental education, media representation, and personal philosophy. He is viewed by supporters as a symbol of resilience and sustainable living, while others see him as a figure shaped by storytelling and television interpretation. Regardless, his influence on alternative education and wilderness awareness is significant. Turtle Island Preserve continues to operate as a living classroom, dedicated to traditional skills and ecological respect. Ultimately, Conway's life raises questions about modern dependence, freedom, and the meaning of a life lived close to nature.